Is this helpful to get your message out, whatever you want to get out? I don't know. So I just tell him to try to be a little more thoughtful in that regard.
With regards to the campaign, Cheryl, initially, as I understand it, you had limited, if any, interest in getting involved. What changed?
In a moment of insanity.
It's been interesting and exciting to watch Bobby inspire people. He's bringing people together in a very real way that, to me, is just extraordinary. I've never seen Republicans and Democrats and independents all together wanting the same thing. I just realized, oh yeah, this is big.
And in what ways, if she was up for it, were you interested in really getting Cheryl involved?
Everything that she is involved with is good for me. People love her when she makes public appearances with me, it makes people happy. When she does interviews, people love to see her. She has very good strategic judgment. She asks important questions. I mean, one of the examples is when we went to choose the venue where I was going to make my campaign announcement, Cheryl came with me and we looked at 6 or 7 different places, and she knew immediately which place would work. It was one of the most important and significant and consequential moments in the campaign, and the appearance is largely due to Cheryl's interventions.
You've been known for having polarizing views to some or controversial opinions. What was it like for you kind of figuring out, because I'm sure you don't agree with everything, how to support your husband, but not always endorsing the views?
It's a process, you're just sort of living through the moments. He's the smartest person I've ever met in my life, and he really knows what he's talking about. He is an attorney. He wants to give you the facts, and that's it. And sometimes we'll have a conversation where it's like, people have to be in a space to receive information and to hear it, and are you considering their feelings and thoughts? And it's like, he laughs when I say that, because he's like, if it's science, doesn't involve feelings.
And you're thinking what in those conversations?
No, that's it. I think she described it perfectly. I'm completely the way that this lands with people is irrelevant to me if it's truth.
I understand you put some rules in place, at least this is according to some of the articles. You mandated no Steve Bannon show, no communicating with Alex Jones. What are some of the rules that you've put in place?
Besides those?
Yeah.
Listen, we do differ because he will talk to anybody, sit down with anybody, which, is good. But I'm always, I guess if you're running for president, maybe you think about the big picture. Is this helpful to get your message out, whatever you want to get out? I don't know. So I just tell him to try to be a little more thoughtful in that regard.
How receptive is he?
He's very receptive. He's going, 100 miles an hour every day, all day. So it's hard because everybody wants to talk to him. Everybody wants to have him on their show, or sit down and do the podcast, sit down and do the interview.
You have to be like,
yeah,
pause for a sec,
I wish,
something?
yeah. But he doesn't always do that.
But when, there's a difference of view, what's the process been like for you in figuring out how to navigate that?
I have to take a step back. I mean, and it's true in life, but especially with Bobby and this presidential campaign, I can't control things. I can't.
And does that bother you at times that?
It does. It does. I like to do things in a certain way. I can rely on myself. I know that I can navigate and work toward an outcome that I want. But so with Bobby and what he's going through, there's no way I can work towards an outcome that I want. I don't know what's going to happen every day. I don't know what's going to be on the news. I don't know what's going to be on Twitter. There's nothing I can do about it. And even if I sit around all day and hope, oh my God, I hope this thing happens, or people see it this way, or Bobby says it that way, it doesn't matter. It's not helpful. So I have to keep letting go.
There was a tough moment where you proposed like publicly separating for like a cool down period. What was the thinking then, and what were the kind of positive lessons learned from that?
It was something I said that was then misinterpreted by the press and attributed to me, and it was very harmful and hurtful, and it was damaging to Cheryl. At that point I was so heavily censored I couldn't go on CNN or on the Today Show and say I didn't say that. And so Cheryl was just getting hammered, and I felt an obligation to protect her. And so I made that suggestion to her at the time that we should have a kind of faux separation to make people, to make it stop.
And you had to be thinking, what the hell is this?
I was like, well, maybe that's not the best way to go about it.
Right.
It was a sweet thought, but yeah, not the right one.